99% of people that suffer from chronic pain and recurring injuries don't usually just have one thing wrong with them. It usually starts from an injury, a trauma, an imbalance, a posture concern, and over time, dysfunction and compensation occurs throughout the entire body to manage what they were going through. So, when I was about 20, I suffered a neck injury that moved a couple of ribs in my collarbone and caused thoracic outlet syndrome and a whole bunch of other sort of recurring injuries and chronic pain down into my arm. Radial tunnel syndrome, carpal tunnel syndrome, cubital tunnel syndrome, tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, de Quervain synovitis, muscle tears, tendinosis, tendinitis, literally everything down the arm because of an injury that was never fully rectified. Like the entire function around that part of my body was never completely addressed by any practitioner or specialist or surgeon that I saw over the last 10 years. And with all the methods I've tried with training, I've somewhat been able to figure it out myself. And it goes back to the basics. Rebuilding the body from the ground up. Again, like a baby. If you're suffering from chronic pain, prescriptions will only take you so far. Tertiary education only teaches a small degree of what the body requires, stimulus-wise, when it comes to a movement-based approach to pain, chronic injuries, and imbalances, and musculoskeletal concerns. The modern way of training really hyperfixates on training the muscles and somewhat neglects training the tendons, the ligaments, the joints, the fascia, the rib cage, the breathing mechanics, the spine mechanics, the spine mobility, neck function, and linking it all together, linking it from the injury all the way back through to the spine, to the breathing. We isolate in rehabilitation with very single plane movements, rigidity, bracing, shoulders back and down, all these cues to stop normal human function. And after training for 22 years in a very dogmatic one-way approach to training in bodybuilding, I found and I've experienced that hyperfixation on a single way of moving your body only reduces your overall capacity and physical adaptability of your tissues long term. You lose range of motion, your tendons and joints become stiffer, even though you are training. Your chronic pain never fully goes away. You've got a nagging shoulder, cranky knee, stiff neck, sore upper back all the time, even though you're training and you're going to the gym and even getting stronger, maybe even maybe looking better. But at the cost of what? Really? Like, if you feel worse and you're moving worse, are you willing to sacrifice that for a body that just looks good? Or is just strong on a bench press or a leg press? It's raw strength, but it's not real strength. most people that can bench press a lot couldn't do body weight dips on some rings. I definitely couldn't. When I could bench 170 kilos for 6 to 8 reps, when I was about 20, 170 kilo bench was my max. 6 to 8 reps. I never really tested a 1MR because I was always so scared, because that was when I was starting to experience pain and injuries, and I was cautious of not wanting to completely. I was never a stupid trainer. I trained very hard, very heavy, very intense, but never to the point of potentially jeopardizing a severe injury. Touch wood. But when I could bench 170, body weight dips used to kill my shoulders and my neck. It used to hurt so bad. It wasn't until recent hernia repair surgery that I took 8 weeks off the gym. First time in 22 years. Before that, it'd been no more than 7 consecutive days off the gym in 22 years. Which is a pretty long time. Purely because I love training. I'm obsessed with learning and developing and growing and challenging my body physically. I've always had that passion. But it was during those 8 weeks that I started to think, like, all these pains and niggles and injuries that had just never gone away for a long time and just got worse after I did a couple of bodybuilding competitions. I went back to the complete basics. A perfect push-up, a perfect chin-up, a perfect squat, a perfect hip hinge, rotation of the spine, neck strength, training my fascia in flowy movements, bouncy movements, explosive movements, twisting, bending, getting into my feet a lot more, getting right back into my toes, and restoring that foot to glute connection that you get through the fascia and the foot, which is super important for... I just became really unathletic. Really incapable of just moving around. Even sitting like this, it was agony. 12 months ago, my hips wouldn't go down. I couldn't even do this. I want to be a dad soon. I want to have kids. And I don't want to be that dad that can't do shit because he's scared of his body or his body won't let him. Like, I don't want my body to be the rev limiter to how mine or my future children's human experience is. I want to be able to teach them and give them the foundations and base level that I never had. I was never athletic as a kid and grew up obese and then got really skinny. Always chronic pain, but I never had that full guidance. So it's been a journey to rebuild all the joints again, from the feet, the ankles, the knees, being able to sit back, being able to lean back, being able to touch my toes for the first time in years, being able to do handstands and now get into hand balancing, gymnastics movements, which I'm doing a lot of rings work to restore the wrists and the shoulders, the scapula, rope flow for my spine that I learned from Ben Watson and Keegan. A lot of Keegan Smith's integrations, a lot of ATG integrations, WEC method, arm wrestling, combat sports. I've pulled a lot, I've cherry picked all the best bits and pieces. They're valuable, not with the idea for ultimate performance, but for restoration of the body. Each one of these methods has secret sources that can help with the common man that's lacking in physical capabilities. Arm wrestling, you can get strong wrists. Gymnastics, strong shoulders. WEC method, strong spine and fascia. Combat sports, you get the explosiveness, change of direction, bounciness again, skill, hand skills, juggling balls, getting the brain talking. All these things are completely neglected in the modern and standard approach to healthcare and fitness and training. And I would hypothesize that it's a large contributing factor to all these bodies that look really good but can't do shit. And I was one of them. I was one of them for most of my life, 20 years. I can say I feel better, I move better, I feel light, I rarely sore, just from changing my approach to training. Getting all those fundamental movements back down. If you're in pain, you got injuries that keep coming back and just haunting your training and performance and your focus and your presence in your life because of pain. It's one of the most debilitating things is chronic pain. It clouds your mind and your body. It just takes all of your focus. If you are suffering from all that, there would be value in going back to the basics, rebuilding the body joint by joint, restoring its function, what it should be able to do and what your training has neglected, stimulating it over the time. Each tissue will only adapt to a specific stimulus. If you're one-dimensional with the way that you train, the others will slowly decline. Peace.